Yeah. I think it's like when you do anything over and over, you just get better and better at it. Like I'm kind of looking at the figures now. Like a couple of weeks ago when I was building them, it's like you kind of start to get really like into it, and you can feel your kind of muscle memory kicking in. It's been a while since I actually kind of, because I've been doing the 3D stuff with them, so I'm kind of looking at them now and I'm kind of tentatively working out how to approach it. But yeah, it'd be nice. It'd be nice to like how you do it, be able to get so much practice doing so many figures.
It's a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
How many figures you do a week?
Recently, I haven't had hardly any time to build at all. In fact, I get asked all the time on Instagram or YouTube or anywhere, like, do you do custom pieces? And I used to do that when I had some time, but recently, the only time I really build anything now is when I'm sitting in front of this camera right now.
Okay.
Yeah. Hopefully that changes. But I have a whole warehouse full of stuff that I'd like to build.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet. Every time I see all the Instagram footage of it, it's just like all the parts all over the place. Crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. So like in one place to have so much rare, cool stuff.
I love that head.
That's roughly. Yeah, it's a good. Well, you know what? I wanted like a pterodactyl, one of the flying ones. I thought it made more sense for the helicopter. Yeah. But the problem that I had is if you look at pterodactyl, it has like a spiky bit that comes out of his head, like truth there, and that's going to come like right through where this piece here is.
Yeah.
So like with some of my helmets, I'm willing to like risk it and put a little incision, but this was just like such a special. I don't know. I don't want to destroy this, so I'm like, okay, he's just going to have this guy who's got like a slightly bird-esque face. It's nice and pointy in, but then he's going to
fit in the cockpit.
But I need. Yeah, well, the problem is, because I think with the little bird, it's really tricky. It's really a bit of a squeeze. I think they made it a little bit small. But it's always like the guy's like his head's like crushing down against.
You can use a smaller body, so you could use the old school like BBI G1 is a shorter body.
Is that what it was made for?
No. But the original figures were smaller as far as the 1/6 scale stuff goes. The original Metacom and original BBI figures were a little bit shorter. I think the bodies were about 10 inches, 10.5. But that'll fit, I think, your little bird.
Okay, that's interesting. I was more drastic. I just hacked off their feet and then like shoved their boot up because the legs were always like pushed against the thing. So I just like. The ones that I'd accidentally dropped and snapped the foot off, I'd kind of reused them as those ones. That
if it's in a static pose, nobody knows the difference.
There is...
that's the thing with the little bird.
I was going to say, there is a flying dinosaur, a Quetzalcoatlus, which doesn't have like this spiny thing on the back. I don't know if... There's not as many toy dinosaurs of it, but that one doesn't have like a big thing sticking out of the back of its head.
Quetzalcoatlus.
Yes, Quetzalcoatlus.
Spell that.
Okay. You're gonna have to send me that some.
I will. I'll send it to you because that one has like a little ridge right here, but it doesn't have the big spike in the back like the pteranodon or the pterodactyl does.
Okay, I'm gonna look into that guy because that's exactly what I need.
Oh yeah, this is the dinosaur expert. He heard me talking about.
Perfect.
Does a Quetzalcoatlus have a little spike in the back?
Yeah.
No, that one doesn't. The pteranodon and the pterodactyl does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see?
What's your favorite dinosaur?
Yeah.
What's your favorite one?
The T-Rex.
The T-Rex. Yeah.
Of course, the classic.
Yeah, this is Nick. He makes dinosaurs into like action figures. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Yeah.
T-Rex.
Pleased to meet you, young sir.
Look, see?
the best dinosaur of all.
Oh, T-Rex. All right, you go over there, Mr.
Surrounded by.
He knows every dinosaur. Like if you show him a picture of a dinosaur, he knows exactly what it is.
He heard.
Well, do you know? Believe it or not, when I was a kid and about his age, I was obsessed with dinosaurs and action men. So I guess this is probably what happened to me.
Yeah.
But yeah. Not that I'm suggesting that this will happen to your child, but yeah.
You know what? He has
Be
told
careful
me,
with the dinosaur books.
Yeah, I know. He has told me many times. He's like, when I get older, I'm gonna get those action figures and build them myself. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. What he decides to do.
So with you guys, have you got a physical shop then?
So the answer to answer your question, we do have a physical location. It's a warehouse and then studio up top. I don't have. It's not some place where people can come in and pick through all the bins of parts.
I was going to say, because you'd have to have security guards to keep kids away from just losing their shit, right? They just go mental.
Yeah. So we've done shows where we brought bins and customers have been able to look through and pick through and stuff like that. But to have any type of organization, and it's a difficult thing to shop for. So I think shopping online is easier because you can access all the pictures versus going through thousands of bags.
Yeah. But for you guys, I was wondering as well, it must be a lot of work just to photograph all the parts. So
yes, it's a job. Yep.
I bet.
But basically, people, we get product, we break down product, we bag product, we tag product, we shelf product, we list the product on multiple, eBay or the website or Facebook or Instagram. I mean, there's so many levers in the business. It's crazy.
Yeah. I remember coming across it the first time. It's just really nice to see. You're like, oh my God, this is just like literally like a web shop because I'd already got into collecting this stuff. That's how I came across it. And I'm like, it's literally like a web shop of just like tactical shit for my dinosaurs. Cool, right? It's like mental. And then you go through and it's like a proper like web shop, but just like tiny stuff. It's like almost like mind blowing.
It's pretty cool. We're pretty, I would say we're pretty blessed.
I guess the same thing's going to start happening for like the 3D stuff, because when I've started to go into the 3D, it's the same stuff. You kind of end up with these like people that will do the same thing. They'll provide you all the assets that you need to kind of almost like kitbash your 3D
and
model together.
3D stuff is in my opinion the future of customization, because you're able to build and create things.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
So it's coming and it's more attainable, but as far as doing anything in mass production, it's not even close to what I would say would be good right now for us.
Yeah. Yeah, because I was thinking with me, that's kind of like, I think, and I know a lot of the other people you've had on the show, I was watching them, they seemed a bit more like up on the whole 3D printing stuff. But I guess that's it, isn't it? Unless you're kind of like, when you start to look at the detail on them, if you're just going to do like one piece, it's just not worth the effort. So for me, a lot of the time I'm like, okay, I'm just going to buy it because I just like, my idea is like 10 of these guys and I'm not going to like lose like a day on making this one part where someone else can make a way.
Or somebody else has already made the part and spent the time to do it. I'd rather pay that person who's already done it.
Yeah, true. I guess it's like picking your battles, find the bits that people don't have and adapt other bits. So, for example, with the Little Bird, I'm kind of like, I know they do the attack version. I don't think they ever did the man version. So I'm like, okay, I'll 3D print the parts to convert it, perhaps. Or maybe there is another version out there.
So they never had the benches on the side is what you're looking for, I think. Like Black Hawk Down, when the Delta D-Boys came in, they were sitting on the benches on the side of Little Bird. Yeah,
exactly those things. Yeah. And there's like a little crane behind them, which has like a fast rope.
Yeah.
Like I think
on certain versions. Yeah. So back in the day, the Little Bird, for people that don't know, is considered a 1/6 scale helicopter. It's a little bit smaller than 1/6 scale, but it's still a large piece. And there was people back in the day who made conversion kits. So if there's any, if somebody sees something and they have that idea, somebody will make it. It's just a matter of finding that. But with 3D stuff, now options are limitless, and you could totally do that. But it's just now finding the Little Bird, right? Where do you find them?
Exactly. Yeah. Interesting. So do you guys have quite a bit of 3D printing stuff, or do you get other people?
So we have. So basically, we've slowed down on 3D printing just because it's the time, energy, and effort, and it's very expensive to do and do right, and then maintain multiple types of resin and the labor on the back end to get things cleaned and polished the way they need to be. But we definitely tried, and you need almost a 3D team. So if I were doing it again, I would get a 3D engineer and then have a full-time guy that works with him doing all the cleaning and processing. But you need a creative guy. You need a guy with ideas. You need a guy who can create the ideas. And then you need all of the finish work on the back end. It's very expensive.
Yeah. I can imagine. Interesting. So if you ever did the, say for instance, the Tim Kennedy type stuff, would you then like scan his head potentially, or that'd be quite easy, right?
You can scan the head. Typically, what we do is we get photographs, and then there's an actual guy who does the 3D modeling in the ENS factory, and he does the 3D modeling, and then we get updates, and we would basically proof, show the updates to the person that we're making the likeness of. We would get hints and do this and do that, and then different angles, and we'd come up with something that we could mass produce. But every first issue right now is a prototype resin, and then we paint it, and then we go into mass production, and we do molds, and then everything's hand painted after that. But yeah, that first sculpt, that first to do it right, takes quite a bit of time.
Interesting. I saw a really interesting podcast from, do you know the guy that makes these miniatures of like Mel Gibson as he's getting arrested by the cop and stuff like that? He's quite a famous artist. I forget what his name is, but he does like Steven Seagal when someone choked him out and things like that. He does all these like interesting situations of like Hollywood characters. But he kind of, I think he makes all his out of clay first, and then he kind of like uses this kind of giant clay one, then shrinks it down, makes these really accurate, like little tiny weeny, I guess it must be like 1/16 scale figures or something.
Yeah, I'm not into many other scales. I've done a little bit in the 1/12th, but I've never done anything like the 1/35th or smaller than that. Especially now that I'm getting older, I need to be able to see.
Yeah, that's it. My eyes are going to shit as well. So any smaller than this, and it's like that's why I was kind of didn't really want to chop this guy up because he's kind of I don't know. I'm like he's going to be too tiny. I'm not going to be able to see what I'm doing this guy. The big ones, the 1/6, you can kind of it's nice and big
for sure.
How's your guy turning out, Sully?
My guy's doing okay. I'm doing the hands right now.
Yeah.
So I'm going, I don't know if you can see this, but I'm basically going through and separating the fingers so I can get more of a grip.
I've seen you do that on one of your other videos, actually. And that's how you don't destroy the guns, right? Yeah.
A lot of the guns are breakable. Everything's breakable. So if you can alleviate a little bit of that stress on the grip, then that helps out.
Yeah, I've started kind of doing that by default with everything now, and it starts to really help. Also, really helps to animate them as well because makes them a bit more pliable.
Yes, for sure.
There was a video I saw of a guy online who kind of like punctures the end of the finger and sticks a little bit of wire in, and you can kind of model it a bit.
Yeah, you can go that detailed. I've had guys cut the fingers off altogether, and then they just put a wire in and then connect it, and then can actually make the grips they want. It's pretty cool. But that takes commitment.
Wow.
A lot of commitment.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so I have like a box of all like my mishaps and stuff. Do you keep all the stuff that's broken? Do you have like a box of just like...
I need to lose all the stuff that's broken because I think I'm going to use it. I'll use this one day.
Yeah.
I'll come back to it. Yeah. I have piles. It's terrible.
All right, I'm going to ask you guys a question. Tell me, what is your favorite movie scene? What's a movie scene that like maybe you quote in real life, or something you just like always makes you laugh?
Oh God, that always makes me laugh. Yeah. The first thing I think about, and this is, I don't know why, but something that just made me roll on the floor laughing when I watched Something About Mary in the movie theater. I fell out of my chair laughing so hard. It was the whole. Anyway, that's fine.
So if you get it, put it in the comments
Right?
below. How about we'll say that?
I don't think I've caught that one. That must be new. I don't think
Something
we've got that
About
one
Mary
yet.
is a comedy.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. You
Yeah.
mean the hair bit, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I remember that. That's very funny. I had the other day. It was something incredibly funny. It's not a movie. It's the first episode of The Curse. Have you guys seen that?
The Curse?
Yeah, with what's that fella called from The Rehearsal, and Emma Stone, but the really funny guy, and then other
I
really
haven't
funny
seen
guy. Okay, it's amazing. It's HBO, I think. Yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah. I had to leave the room for like 10 minutes because I've not laughed that hard in as long as I can remember.
It's really good,
Incredible.
especially, yeah.
I was gonna say I haven't even heard of this, but it looks really funny.
It's by the same production company that did Beef. Did you guys see that?
Beef?
Like A27 they're called. They make all this like really funny comedy.
No, I will.
This
I
looks
will make it a
really
point
funny.
to watch it though.
Okay, it's very good, very very good, very original as well.
Was Beef funny? Because I wasn't sure based on the trailer, like if it was going to be funny, if it was just going to be like uncomfortable. Like
No, it was funny. Like, yeah, I found there was something in episode 2 which was really really funny, and I think like the end it kind of tailed off a bit, but yeah, no, it was very funny.
Okay.
But this is even funnier. This is like almost like Succession funniness, like almost.
Okay.
It's the first thing that's got me close to laughing as much as that for a long while. But I think you'll very much appreciate it. I'm a bit lost there, seeing what we're doing. Oh yeah, going back to your finger comment. So, because I guess that's the gloves, isn't it? They're the tricky piece. Do you collect any figures also, Jensen?
I don't. I collect books, but I don't have. I have too small of children, I think, right now to have any figures.
Yeah.
Maybe someday.
She collects broken dinosaurs.
I do. We have lots of
Oh,
dinosaurs.
do you have broken dinosaurs?
Well,
Really?
sometimes they get broken. My 4-year-old loves to throw them and fight, and they slam into each other. So yeah, we break a lot of dinosaurs. Yeah, we have just a lot of dinosaurs and creature toys because that's what he's into right now.
Broken dinosaurs is basically my life, actually. I've never really thought of it that way.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I suppose they are broken dinosaurs.
Yeah.
As long as the head's intact, that's the main bit.
Yes.
So,
yes. We have these big ones. I don't know, they're big, like huge versions of like the dinosaurs in Jurassic World or Jurassic Park. And of course they're very loud and make noise, but my son broke a leg off of one the other day. I don't know how he did that. I think he must have been like chucking it across the room. But what do you do? What do you do? They fight. Aww. They're dinosaurs. They're rough.
Yeah. I think it says something about the quality of toys today.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. He has some that are
the toys just seem.
He has some that are like you can tell are solid inside and like just fully molded plastic or whatnot. And then yeah, there's these big ones that we pay a fortune for, but are of course made of just like plastic and nothing else, so they break a little easier.
Man, I'm really, really trying to get this thing buckled. Oh, it's tough.
Let me see.
All right.
Well, what are you going to do to get it buckled?
I'm going to take the magazines out to make it more pliable.
Okay.
That's all right. Some of these micro buckles, they're really, really, really tiny. So it just takes some fiddling, but eventually you get it.
Yeah, they're pretty tiny, all those belty bits, aren't they?
Looks good against his red shirt.
It does, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like it.
I like those little mini chest rigs.
Yeah, they're
as
super
well.
cool.
Mm-hmm.
They're easy. I mean, they're easy to put together. A lot of times,
they look
like
fragile.
the vests like this, these take some serious work. They can be done right and done really well, but you got to give yourself probably an hour to an hour and a half with that to get that set up versus something like this you could do in 10 minutes, 15 minutes. So just for sake of time, I'm doing something I can almost complete.
I know that with mine, it just takes so long. I've not got a chance of completing anything, so I'm just going to kind of like teeter along with something because it could take me like, I don't know, it could take me days for a lizard. I guess like with my lizards, the main thing is like taking them out somewhere and photographing them as well. So it's kind of like so I think it's quite hard for me to know when they're kind of finished until they're kind of like 2D and then shared somehow, and then I don't know.
Yeah, your photos that you do of them are so great, though.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. All right, guys, I've got one last question for you. What is your favorite or like go-to comfort food? Guilty pleasure food, maybe.
Guilty pleasure food?
Yeah, comfort food is kind of guilty pleasure food.
Pizzaghetti. Do you know what that is?
Sounds like you.
Pizzaghetti? Is that spaghetti on pizza?
It's like
is that a thing?
Like, okay, but where do you buy that? Because I remember you getting that, where it's like pizza.
So there's a place here that's local and it's real Italian, old school family cooking, and it's called Nonna Emilia's, and it's a big red barn. I've been going there since I was born, and they make this pizza. All the dough's homemade, the sauce is homemade, the pepperoni is homemade. I mean, everything is like good stuff. And they make a lot of pasta, but they basically take spaghetti pasta and then drench it over the pizza crust with the meat sauce, and then mozzarella, fresh mozzarella, and then I add pepperoni and Italian sausage. And
oh my god!
Yeah, you bake it, amazing. And it's like you get it comes baked, but I mean the pizza weighs 10 pounds. I'm not even kidding. It's like super huge. And it's like eating 2 meals in one, pasta and pizza. So it's got all three food groups: meat, pasta, and pizza.
Wow, that sounds incredible. I wouldn't be allowed that. My girlfriend's very strict with me, but I'm allowed. I'm not allowed. She's a specialist in nutrition.
She wants to keep you healthy. She wants to keep you healthy.
Yeah, she tried, but that sounds absolutely delicious. I'd love to eat that.
It's pretty impressive. What's your vice? Your food vice? Your country food?
I have many. Yeah, a lot of like those pepperoni kind of sausages. That was kind of. I was thinking of some sort of pepperoni kind of like pizza type thing. Funnily enough, but yeah, no, I don't know. Guilty pleasures. Yeah, probably like something ice creamy as well.
Yeah, the Blizzard. Oreo Blizzard from Dairy Queen.
Yeah. Could go nuts with some of that Haagen-Dazs kind of stuff. That's always like a guilty pleasure. Yeah. How about yours,
Jensen?
Oh boy, I don't know. I think probably like mac and cheese, like Stouffer's frozen mac and cheese that you microwave. That's just like so full of garbage, but absolutely delicious. Probably that.
Wow. A friend of mine, also from the States, gave me the mac and cheese from like as a gift, but I didn't realize it came in like powdered form.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
because we have like
like
I've had it
craft.
over here, but I didn't realize it started.
Yeah,
I think it was. Yeah, I think it might even have been that. But I was like, what the fuck is this? It's like a little, just add water kind of thing.
Yeah.
Mad.
You just
mad.
add some milk or
Amazing.
water. Yeah, I mean, my son and I remember growing up on that. Like we used to eat that and add hot dogs into it, and that was like our favorite meal. And my son loves that kind of, powdery into cheese, mac and cheese. That's his favorite.
I used to buy that by the bottle. So I actually found it on Amazon, and it was the Kraft mac and cheese, dry cheese. And so I would, whenever I made boxed macaroni, I would double the cheese. Yeah, double the chemicals.
Wow.
Double the chemicals.
Delicious.
Double the preservatives. And
Make me hungry again.
I know. Alrighty, guys. Well, that is just about our time. Thank you so much for letting us just chat, hang out, and work on things together.